Entombed Valley once again, and to the top right of the map we have our starting player. One of the two, of course. It is currently in the red, our Protoss. Starting for Team MVP.
MVP, Tails.
Yep. And his opponent in the blue, cross spawn here for LGIM, is known as
LGIM, Happy.
And this guy, with the way his eyebrows look, he very rarely looks happy, to be honest. Only after a win does he show his emotions.
But he's ready.
He is. Well, he's also not first today.
No. And he's also not a seed.
No, he was able to get his spot through the qualifier.
Yeah.
You know, nobody was really... I had a little bit of horror when I saw from behind. I thought maybe it was somebody else who had the dyed hair, but turns out he's still looking good. I don't need to be afraid.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
All right. Anyways, we have the... Back to StarCraft. We have the command center first here for Happy. And if he gets away with that, that will definitely make it Happy, because at this point, Tails, of course, is not playing things as greedy as his opponent. He's just building his first gateway and will probably scout, and let's see how he's going to react to this, especially if he starts with a little bit of early game pressure. This could be really devastating for Happy, but not something that you would necessarily expect on a like this.
And also he's chrono boosting the Zealot. Now, he hasn't scouted, so he doesn't know which direction to send it. But if he just sends it cross blindly, then, well, that can work out quite nicely in this case. He may be able to deny the command center a little bit, may be able to hit that SCV building it, stop him, delay him, make him use that halt position. But nope, the Zealot is going to go to the right first, and this is very unfortunate for Tails, who wasted a chrono boost. Not going to be able to get anything out of this.
The double barracks nearly completed now for Happy, of course. And at this point, to the bottom left, we see him also walling off with those two. So he can deny additional scouting if the Zealot is now coming up the map. Not only the scouting, but of course also the Zealot causing too much trouble. So defending will be not too much of a problem for him. The SCV is now being sent across the map too. So neither one of these players immediately knows where exactly their opponent starts. This will give Happy also a bit more time to prepare here.
He's barely going to miss the SCV with the Watchtower. It gets out of the vision of the Watchtower, and as a result, now he doesn't know which direction to go. If he sends both of these Zealots, though, to the natural, where Happy's command center is, he's only going to have 3 Marines to defend, and 3 Marines against 2 Zealots is a pretty tough micro battle. In fact, there's a challenge for that, I think, on a single player. And the Stalker is going to come and join them. This could get pretty nasty. With the 4th and 5th Marine, he's going to be okay against the Zealots, but the Stalker is just going to make this oh so difficult. He doesn't have a bunker.
Oh, this is going to be nearly impossible to actually ult for him. He will lose the SCVs in the low ground at least.
Yeah. Now, if he uses the Stalker here, he can just pull the Zealots back and then use the Stalker, but he's not actually microing it very well.
No, he's not, but now in the low ground, finally able to take down one of the SCVs. He has to be careful, though, especially with the Stalker. And he isn't.
Wow. Yeah, not careful at all there. That was actually a tragedy what happened to that Stalker. He's going to lose an SCV here as well, but not an efficient trade for Tails. Happy, yeah, he's down 1 supply, but he's got double command center with the 3rd command center finishing up, and he killed so many of Tails' units, almost even killing the Zealot.
That was really unfortunate for Tails here. I can't believe that he didn't mic with the Stalker, but he had it on the low ground exactly where the ramp ended, and the problem is, I mean, what did he expect? That Happy would just sit there and wait until he slaughtered every single SCV. Of course the Terran player would walk down the ramp. So I'm a bit surprised to see that he really loses the Stalker and doesn't move it back in time.
Yeah, that was a golden opportunity wasted, essentially. I'm very disappointed. But in the end, Happy is now actually moving across the map with a small Marine force. That's going to put potentially Tails on the defensive. He may stop at the Watchtower. This is what he's trying to achieve with this. But if he continues to go here, Tails will have enough units if he micros perfectly. That's not something he's been able to show so far. The key here is the next 2 warp gates he's getting. He's only got 2 sentries and a Zealot right now. He needs those warp ends, and he's about to have them. Here we go. Marines coming up the ramp. He's going to have to use a force field. Oh, wow. Oh, he's going to lose both sentries. I cannot believe it. And Happy is actually just going to take out so many of these probes.
What is he doing? He saw them.
And he warped in Zealots and not Stalkers, so now he can actually just take out the Zealots as well.
Did he miss it on the minimap? This is basically the only... I mean, he's losing so many units at this point. The sentries enough. It cost him so much money, but at the same time, he lost now 8 harvesters.
Wow.
How did that happen? He had this one sentry in the middle of the map that spotted the Marines immediately. Even the second sentry saw it in time for him to move back. Sorry, not the sentry, it's the observer, of course. So he had enough time to use force fields, to move back, to do whatever he wanted, but he lost both sentries to the Marine, and there was nothing like sneaky about it. What Happy did, he walked across the map right into the observer, showed the Marines, and just... I have no idea what Tails did there, but he must have missed the Marines on the minimap.
He almost lost both of his observers to one scan as well here. He's not playing on top of his game. Sending 2 observers to one location without actually using them to look, it's very clear that I think after he lost that Stalker, he just started to get a little bit nervous or something. This is a bit strange.
I think he just didn't see them on the minimap. Because, well, if he saw them, there is no other there's no other explanation. If he saw them, he would have reacted differently.
He had the sentries selected, though. I mean, he may have been looking at something else while just having them actually selected on his hotkeys, but super strange. That was just... I mean, think about it another way, too. What he needed to do was to pull the sentries a little bit up the ramp and start firing at them just a little bit, because if he just goes up the ramp and force fields, then he loses all of his probes at the natural. So he had to do a lot more there, and it was not an easy situation, but... Now he's making 4 gateways. Looks like he wants to attack. He knows he's in a situation where this is not going to be a likely third that he can take.
He lost another observer, and whatever the reason why he lost those sentries, why he didn't see the Marines on the minimap, he's off to a very, very bad start here and lost way too much in the early game against his opponent. Happy must feel pretty good. He's taking his 3rd base, and as I mentioned, it looks like Tails is now just going for a major attack, but the scan reveals everything.
Yeah, he sees all the gates now. He is checking for pylons. Actually does not check enough to the right, though, to spot for the pylon, the most important one. He's got 2 bunkers up. Stim and combat shields almost done here. He will likely have them. Yeah, he's definitely going to have them at the time of the attack, but even so, the sentry energy is the most important part, but he's only got 3 sentries.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just lifts the command center right now and gets it to the left side of the map and tries to defend just to the left. That is natural. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah, and here we go. He lifts the command center, flies it to the left, saves every single of his SCVs, and relies now on the bunkers, builds additional ones, and just gets his defenses ready to just stop Tails in his tracks.
Yeah, I'm surprised I don't see a 3rd and 4th bunker going down right now. He's got his 2nd starport finishing up with his armory. He's about to have concussive shells, but with only 2 bunkers here, this attack is still very scary. And because he's made so few sentries, he has so much DPS in the Stalkers, and he's got the Immortal to lead the charge. Here we go. He's got vision with the Observer. He blinks in on top of the bunker. The Immortal doing so much extra damage here.
And there's no repair at this point. There's no repair on nothing, but so much DPS. The Marauders and the Marines, he stims in and he takes down not only the Immortals, but every single Stalker as well. Tails is dropping in supply. Yes, he's able to warp in another round of units, but they just die.
Yeah, even the Vikings landing here to do the extra damage. GG. That game was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, few mistakes in the early games.